Hey guys, welcome back to the Devine Witch. If you can't tell, I am losing my voice. So if you see me pausing or if I'm not in the same position that I was like in the next clip over, you guys understand why. I'm going to try to get through this because there's some things that I want to talk about. Also this weekend I wasn't able to actually record anything for a Monday upload, and I kind of want to stick with that schedule. So I want to fill you guys in with what's going on behind the scenes, so that way, we're all on the same page as a community. Now, I know that some of you are here for different reasons. Some of you guys are here for readings. Some of you guys are here for information. Some of you guys are here because you follow the Devine Witch group as a whole. Because realistically, this is a witchy channel for the Devine Witch group. So it's multifaceted as far as the things that we do, which is another thing I want to talk about as well. Some of you guys seen last week that we did a live stream test. That was for this weekend, which is the 28th is when we're doing the 24-hour live. So I'm going to try to rest my voice as much as I possibly can this week. With that being said, I won't be doing no readings whatsoever this week. If you want to book a private reading, that's fine. But, over the weekend, I had a lot of people messaging me, can I get a question? Can I get this? Here's the deal, guys. With the girls starting back up school, and with us opening back up as a group because, COVID has eased up somewhat, but we're still kind of dealing with the Delta variant, and we're still playing that by ear. And then, if you don't know, you're about to know that I'm a priestess, and I can legally officiate weddings. So, I've got a wedding in October that I'm going to be doing, so I'm going to be doing a lot of work with that as well. So I want to have a good balance in my life of family Devine Witch stuff. And, over the last year, it's been a lot easier because most of the stuff was shut down. But as we start to slowly more integrate, it's not that you're going to see less of me. It's that I'm going to have to adjust my schedule a little bit, okay? So with that being said, normally Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays are my personal days. Those days I normally don't take bookings for readings. For the reason being, I do got a life outside of this. But I do make certain, adjustments to that rule, depending on who's needing a reading. So let's talk about that. So Monday through Thursday, you can book readings from me from 4 p.m. to around 9 p.m. And that means that, that would be our start time. Now, Friday, Saturday, and Sundays, how does that look? Friday, Saturdays, and Sundays. Now, as far as Friday goes, Friday, if you do want a private reading, I am only doing 1 hour private readings. I'm not doing half hour. I'm not doing pick a question or pay for a question, because realistically, I'm giving up time on my free day. So that means that, if I'm giving up time, it's got to be worth my time. I'm not saying that, the readings that I get that are less than that aren't worth my time. But, anybody who has a job, you eventually have a cutoff point. And I need to start having my cutoff point put out there. So, unless you're getting an hour reading within the time frame that I talked to you guys about, I won't be doing any readings. No half-hour readings, no question, $5, $10, whatever here, which I know seems horrible, but I've got to have a balance in my life, especially with everything going on. That's kind of what put me in this situation that you see. Because when it comes to any of the Devine Witch stuff, I do a lot of networking constantly. And, I've noticed that I've allowed not only the Devine Witch stuff, but like my networking and my readings, get to the point to where I'm literally have no time, no family life. And I need to find that balance so that way you guys can get used to it. I can get used to it. And as far as like reaching out because you're going through things through email, that will always be open because I can pick when I go to that and get the answers to you or help you out or push you in the right direction or, do whatever I need to do. So that doesn't bother me. So if you have questions, you want to know something, email me. It'll be down below this video. But when it comes to, bookings and stuff like that, I've been talking with the husband because, I only got currently one cell phone. And this is my personal cell phone. So that means there's a few people out there from this community that have my personal number. And it's even on our Devine Witch cards, which I don't know if it's in this one. No, it's not. I'm going to end up getting a personalized phone for readings and also for Devine Witch stuff, networking, because literally it's gotten to the point to where I have so many numbers in my personal phone that, I'm getting calls from random numbers and, I'm used to it in a certain extent. But I have to like separate, you know what I mean? And I always thought it was stupid. Why does people have two different phones, one for business, one for personal? And now I understand. Like I've reached that point to where it all makes sense, you know what I mean? So that's something that is going to be coming up. I know the hubby was talking about here within a month or so doing that, which means I'm going to have to change business cards, website information, the whole 9 yards. And some of you who do have my personal number, you guys can keep that, but I will not be giving out my personal number anymore, so that way you can call me or message me when you need to book a reading or whatever. So I am putting that out there. Now, as far as questions and things like that, I know some people who do have my personal information, like I said, over the weekend, were sending me messages or emails or calling me, hey, can we get this reading, blah, blah, blah. And, there was a few I said I could, and then I couldn't because it was just too chaotic. So when it comes to any, like, questions, like one question or a couple questions, I won't be doing those for private booking. So if it isn't on a live, I won't be doing those. We got the 30-minute and the hour. The only time I won't be taking 30 minutes is Friday, Saturday, and Sunday because that's my personal time. And if it gets into my personal time, then that's my time. Another thing I wanted to talk about as well when it comes to readings, like there's, I do readings a lot, and, you have to book in advance. When you book in advance, I take payments in advance, and then I send you all the information in your email 24 hours prior. I send you another email saying, hey, this is your time, this is your date, this is your passcode, okay? So another thing I want to talk about is the time when it comes to booking and when you get a private reading. Now, when you get a private reading, let's say you do an hour, right? Normally, I give a 15-minute window within that hour, so it's like an hour and 15. Or if you get a 30-minute, it's technically 45. So that way, you got time to come into the Zoom. You've got time to ask, follow-up questions that you may not have got to ask, or just have a personal conversation. I can't keep continuing doing elongated calls with people where they get a half an hour to an hour, and I'm on the Zoom with them for 2, 3, 4 hours, because then once that happens and I've only scheduled you for a certain amount of time, then it gets to the point to where everything else I have throughout the day is getting pushed back, or I'm just not going to be able to do it during the day. And that messes up my whole schedule. So when you book a reading, if it's questions or you just want a certain, like a love reading or a life reading or a spiritual reading or a deity reading, please make sure you know what type of reading that you want me to read. If you have questions, make sure you have your questions down. If you're one of those people who like to write things down or whatever, for your private notes, as far as your readings go, please have that already, because as soon as that Zoom starts and we get you in there and we have that 5-minute window in the beginning of like, hey, how you been, blah, 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 and then we start your reading. And then we have 10 minutes afterwards to where, we can talk or whatever you need. So I'm just putting that out there because I got to start managing my time really well. Another reason why I'm bringing this up to you guys as well, besides me trying to find this balance between life and, my priesthood, is the fact that probably here in a year or two, I'm going to start looking into prison ministry. It's not something I'm going to be doing all the time because I don't have that kind of time, but it is something that I am going to be doing. Another thing that I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be broadening my horizons, so to speak, in the next couple years, starting from this point on, with getting familiar with different spiritual paths, and also trying to get ordained within those paths. The reason that I want to do this is because, we're a pretty eclectic group. We're pretty eclectic on here. And I figured the more information that I get, on each different spiritual journey, that allows me to have a personal connection with those pantheons and to be able to better assist you. So that is something I'm going to be starting here soon. The Hellenistic, I'm already ordained, like that's no issue. The next one that I plan to do is like a Norse pantheon ordained process, which is going to take probably about a year and a half, and it's going to cost me about anywhere between $200 to $300 just to get everything finalized for that priesthood. So, I'm going through changes spiritually within myself to try to be better for the community. And then there's also a counseling class that I'm going to be taking in the fall, so I can be better able to suit my community. Because to me, being in a priest or priestess or rev, as some people will call themselves, for me, it's multifaceted. It's not just a spiritual spell work aspect, or the marriage, or performing funeral rites. There's also talking like I'm doing right now, where there's been multiple times where we get in conversation where someone's going through something and they need that spiritual advisor there to just listen and to try to help them, not only with what they're doing, but also add that spiritual aspect to it. And I want to get better at that, and I want to get better for my community, either if it's in person or online. So that is something that I'm going to personally be doing as well. So, with the things that I feel like I need to do to better myself, along with life in general, and the things I do for the Devine Witch and my priesthood, I have to calculate my time. And that's basically kind of the theme of this video, is me calculating my time and kind of setting some boundaries for myself and for my community. Because, I've always been that type of person that I feel like I can never really turn anybody away when it comes to talking or discussions or just somebody needing help. And I still feel like that's a thing for me. But I've got to realize I got to give myself time, because if I don't, I start to wear down mentally, physically, and spiritually. And that's why during the summer, I had to take a few weekly breaks and everything. And one thing that I do want to talk about too as well, which you guys can see this as like, informational newsletter, which I might end up putting it as a newsletter as well for this month, so that way I just can be done with it. That way I don't have to post one for next month, because next month's going to be super busy. So I'm going to treat this like a newsletter. That's my own personal stuff. That's the stuff with the tarot reading side of what I do in life. Because, I've been reading tarot for a good 16, 17 years. Probably longer, really. But, it's one of those things. So the next thing that I want to talk about is the actual Devine Witch group itself. This includes the Facebook, this includes online, this includes our website, at our events, partnerships, the whole 9 yards. You know, there was a video that I had made a while back, and I was talking about the different things that we got, and if you didn't watch the Pagan Picnic video, then you have no clue what I'm talking about. So please go watch that video, because I do go into some of the stuff that, you know, we are going to be doing. And I might end up down the road making a full video of just our information, like where I'm at, what we're working on, etc. One of the things that you guys are going to see at our events is this big mamma jamma About Us handbook. Okay? Currently, right now, there's not a whole lot in it because I am currently working with our staff to formulate everything, to get policies. We've got one of our staff who's working with some legal to get waivers ready. You're probably asking, well, why do you need waivers? For any group, any organization, no matter what it is, especially, you know, with camping, things that we do, there's a certain liability that comes with it. So we are going to start having waivers at our camping events. And who knows, it might be at all events. It may depend on the event. As far as, that was one of the things that we were talking about, to where it's going to be written up like we can always change the event, but it's always going to be the same info. So that's something that, you know, we can reintegrate on in the future. But I just want you guys to know that's coming, and my dog is going crazy in the background. Basically what this does is says, hey, you are responsible for yourself. So if you get hurt or, you know, whatever, that's not on us, that's on you. Be smart, you know, and everything else. Now, with that being said, there's a lot of things that will be coming out in the next couple months. We're working on a safety PDF that will be on our website, our groups as well, and we'll have it at our events. And I'm starting to lose my voice. Give me 1 second. So we're going to have that as well. We're going to have our policies, you know, our codes of conduct for events. Because, you know, ever since we started, and, you know, all groups have these. They really do. And we've had ours in, you know, motion for a while. We just never really put it out there to the public, but it's something that we've always integrated during every event. So if you come to an event or you want to know what they are, they will be on the website eventually. We are going to slowly start putting that in, and you're going to see new pages on the website as well. But, you know, with the whole code of conduct thing, you know, there's just a certain amount of respect. And that's respect for you guys who are watching this online, and those who attend events, and who we are. And, you know, the Pagan Picnic was a beautiful thing, and it was great, and I loved every moment. But there was one incident that, you know, happened, and, you know, we want everybody respected. So when you come to group events, if you're coming to meet just a certain artist or a certain person, please do not dismiss the information booth or the staff, because we have things set up a certain way for your safety, for the people attending, and, you know, whoever we got presenting. And, you know, if you walk up midway and we do the introduction, and if you see somebody speaking and you are coming up to talk to them or get anything signed, please do wait till after they are done speaking, and then you can get your stuff signed and fangirl out or fanboy out or or fan they out, for those who don't fall in any of those categories. You know, we believe in inclusivity because it shows respect. And when you come to our events, you know, we're assuming you know who we are. We're assuming that you're being respectful to us. But apparently we have to put it in. And this wasn't like the only thing that's made us, you know, hey, it's time for a code of conduct. We've had people come to events and try to sabotage events. And when I say sabotage, it's like they get the misinformation because you're not listening to any of the Devine Witch staff. You didn't read anything in our event page. And these are things that, like, it just makes it easier for us when you're looking at the discussions that are being had. If there's something you don't understand, talk to one of us. And that's why we started getting the shirts for staff. So if you are confused during an event or you don't know what's going on, then you can approach us. And not only that, I have been the face of the Devine Witch since we started. I am literally the one that started this. So, you just got to look for me. My hair may change, but my face does not. I promise you. I'm not morphing. I'm not that powerful. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not sitting there, like, transforming. Like, one day I'm skinny, one day I'm not. No, I'm the same person. So, look for me if you get confused. And, with the whole code of conduct and respect for each other. That's been one of those things where, like, you can never really dictate how people are. And that's why, ever since we've had, like, a few events, we've brought up the thing, like, hey, you're not the only person there. Be respectful. It doesn't mean that you have to, like, make friends with them, but be respectful to the people and the environment. Because most of the people who attend are there because they want a community. They want to learn. If you are being disrespectful to staff or attendees or presenters or workshops, you'll be warned. And if it continues and persists, you're not going to be able to attend our events. You're going to be blocked or blacklisted from them. And I don't want to do that because, to me, I believe there's learning moments for everybody. But, these are things you learn in kindergarten. Respect, communication. It's not that hard. Another thing, when it comes to the code of conduct is, there's certain things that people need to be aware of. We are open to everyone, not just a certain group. Not just a certain type of person. Like, we don't care your color, we don't care your race, we don't care your sexual orientation, we don't care what pantheon that you are in, as long as you're respectful to everyone around you. If you have pronouns that you prefer, when we're doing meetups and it's your first time, let everybody know, because we don't kind of know, you know what I mean? Like, me personally, they, them, us is kind of like my thing, along with girl, and all that. So that's how I identify myself. She, the whole thing. So, make those known, you know what I mean, and give people time. And the more time you show up, we will try to respect that as much as we can, because we're only human. We're going to mess up. Things happen, you know what I mean? Like, I'm still trying to teach myself to remember, and it's hard because, especially for me, is like, there's so many people, not only at our events, our attendees, our presenters, people I'm networking with for future things for the Devine Witch. So if I ever use the terminology hun, honey, sweetheart, that's the Southern girl in me, and that to me fits everybody. If it's not what you like, let me know. Give me a second. So, speaking of the procedures, the code of conducts, the policies, we are also going to start having PDFs for if we go camping, what should you bring. If anything is ever altered with that, we will actually link the PDF in all of our events when it comes to camping or overnight stays, along with if there's any altercations based off of the basic list, if there's any extras or anything you don't need to bring or shouldn't bring. We're going to have that as well. Like, there's a bunch of things going on, and this is kind of like just an example of where we're at right now. So that way you guys know what's coming in the next couple of months. Now, in September, we were going to do a camping event, but after some consideration, we do got the Dayton Pagan Pride Day coming up. That is on the 18th. We will be there. from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. and we'll actually be there earlier because we got to set up. So we will be out there. I've got flyers somewhere that I had, which I don't know where they're at right now. Give me 1 second. All right, so I got them. My daughter is helping me thank the gods. Okay, so this is what you're going to see. It's an About Us section. Give me 1 moment. Sorry about that, guys. Like I said, it's been hectic around here, and it's going to continue to be hectic. So you guys may not be able to read this, but this is what I printed off so far. This is About Us, and then we got a QR link for all the information about us to our Facebook page. So we are going to have those at the DPC event. And give me 1 second, because I believe I have it in here. Actually, it might be in the staff one. So when we're at the event, if for some reason you come to the event September the 18th, and you don't know where a certain shop is, or you don't know what the schedule is, you know, because either your phone's dead or whatever, you guys can come to our booth. We will have some information on that as well. A few things that we're going to have at our booth, you know, besides the About Us section, we are also going to have things such as, give me 1 second, our Patreon. Our Patreon information, what our Patreon does, so if anybody wants to support, along with the QR code. For anybody who's been asking about sponsorships, how do you sponsor, we got all the information here. Excuse me. That will also be there as well. Now, this is an example sheet of a vendor interest list that we will also have at our booth table. So that way, if you are interested in being a vendor for any events in the future, you guys can sign up for it or whatever, and that'll also be at our booth. Another thing that we will have also at our booth as well, because as you guys know, we are part of Dagda's Cauldron. That is between me, Butler County Pagan Gatherings, and Ohio Valley Pagan Society. So these are the things that you're going to see. There's going to be a lot more. We're going to have information about Ragnar's Riches, along with some of their business cards as well, because they are a sponsor of ours. So do keep that in mind as well. And plus we'll have a bunch of other stuff. I know we're working on an interest list for a youth pagan group that will be started probably next year, depending of the interest that we get. And you know, we're gonna, since we know that we're doing it at Dayton Pagan Pride, we are going to go ahead and we are going to give me 1 second, guys. Like I said, guys, it's hectic. With the youth group, you know, that's something that we're going to be working on. If you hear any talking in the background, that's my children, because they got class, and I'm going to end up losing my voice even more, and I know it. So give me 1 second. Alright, I'm sorry about that. Like I said, guys, it's been hectic here. If you haven't figured it out, now you do. But yeah, this is what we'll normally have at our events. I am going to put some information on here. We're going to have some handouts as well. Like I said, as far as this, I'm going to try to get some like testimony from people as well who have come to our events, and if they liked it, and you know, the things that they've seen over our growth as well. They'll at least try to before then. Give me a second. Okay, so we went over, okay, so with the website, that's one thing I did want to talk about. I have been neglecting the website. I've tried to keep up with it, and I'm going to try to start a schedule to where during the month, 1 week during the month, you know, I set all the scheduled posts for the website, along with getting it updated for that month with a calendar of events or where we're going to be at and things like that. So that is coming. Like I said, I got to redo my schedule since everything's open back up for us. So kind of just hang in there with me. And another thing I do want to talk about, which kind of goes back to when I was talking about StreamYard. if my voice will allow me to speak this Saturday, I will be doing the 24-hour live. But if my voice completely cuts out, there will not be a 24-hour live. At least not this week. If worse comes to worse, I might have to schedule it for a couple months, because September and October is just hectic, and November is when it starts slowing down as of right now for me. So if I get cut off to where I have no voice this weekend, the 24-hour live will be scheduled for sometime in November. But if you look on our YouTube page, the community tab, I've been making posts since I do have that ability now, since we hit 1,000. So I will let you guys know the day of, like, hey, I'm going live. I got my voice back, guys. That's great. The event page itself for this live, if it gets to that point, I will reschedule it, and I will put postponed. I lost my voice, yada yada. But like I was saying, StreamYard we are going to be using for the live. So we're going to talk about the live like it's going to happen, okay? Putting in that good energy. So during this live, we are going to have Q&As. That's the goal. To highlight all the people that has been to our events. Who's helped with events and things like that. So like guest speakers, all of that. You know, we're going to do the Q&A. We are going to be doing tarot reading in between. It is not 24 hours of tarot reading. I'm going to put that out there now. I know some of you are going to be disappointed. There will be tarot reading. I'm going to try to come up with a good schedule once I got everything situated. So, and you know, we're going to have a giveaway also. You guys get to meet our sponsor at their shop, Ragnar's Riches. That's going to be another thing happening. And with the whole StreamYard, since we are going to start paying for that monthly, that does come out of our Patreon fund. Now currently, I think we're like less than $100 that we have each month out of our Patreon. And that kind of leads me to, you know, StreamYard and how we're going to use that, and then to our Patreon. So as far as StreamYard goes, StreamYard we're going to use for future interviews and stuff as well. As far as Patreon goes, Patreon helps us with our events. It helps us with all of our techie support that you guys see here, such as our Zooms, such as our StreamYard, our website, all of that, okay? And then whatever's left goes into events. Now, from September all the way to December, we're going to save all the money back that we can from our Patreon to go to do gifts in December. This is to give to kids either in shelters or families that are struggling. We're going to try to figure it out to where we can help as many people as we can. And one of the goals that we would love to do is be able to have Krampus give the kids gifts, because we thought it would be really cool. Now, we thought if we buy a costume, it's $250 one time, right? If we rent a costume, it varies in price, and we're still looking into that. So I'll let you guys know, you know, in the next newsletter, which would be October, since I'm making this for September. And yet I'm posting it in August, just to be ahead of the game. So that is going on. So if you guys want to, you know, subscribe to Patreon, let me know. I'll put the link down below. Now, for those of you who do get tarot readings, who do the questions and things, just so you guys know, we do have a $5 special. So every first of the month, Patreon will take that $5. And during that month, you get a 10-minute reading. So that can be 10 minutes of questions, 10 minutes of love reading, and you get it like once a month. You know, that helps us, it helps our community, and you get a benefit from that. I'm not going to go into everything that's on our Patreon. You can go check it out. That's another thing when we start talking about the things that I'm doing. I am teaching, I am helping people. You know, there's a few classes, I think, or a few documents I wrote up for Colvana. Hopefully I said your name right, sweetheart. And I've been trying to help them out, and I know eventually I got to get caught up with that, but I'm just telling you guys, I've got a lot going on, and I'm just trying to keep my sanity. So, this week, I'm going to try not to go live, just for the reason being, I'm trying to keep my voice up. Saturday is the only time I'm going to go live. Now, like I said, if my voice is completely out, you will not see that 24-hour live till November. Just keep that in mind. I'm not trying to push you all back. I know you guys are excited about it. I'm excited about it. But when it comes to health and things like that, you know, if I have no voice, then I can't do it live. I can't talk to people. I can't do readings. I can't do Q&As. So please keep that in mind. All right. So I'm going to cut this video short so it's not like an hour-long video. So from this moment on, please do realize that I will not do Friday, Saturday, and Sunday unless it's an hour reading. You gotta book a week in advance from now on. I can't do this last minute, or hey, I need a reading in a couple days. Like, if you want to book a reading, book a reading. If I have availability within that week, I will get you in that week. But I can't promise it's going to be the same day. I can't promise it's going to be 2 days. So please do keep that in mind. Now, if that pushes some people away, I'm sorry. I just got to get my life and my house in order, as they say. So with that being said, once again, thank you guys for your love and support. Thank you guys for supporting the channel. Thank you guys for helping us get to over 1,000 subscribers. It really does mean a lot to me, and I do appreciate it. And always remember, guys, no two witches witch the same. Until next time, bye-bye.